ad astra abyssa. I'm all for work-life balance, but I think this is pushing it. Look over there!
เอ๊ะใครวะ
All by herself, right?
คุยกับใครวะเนี่ย
Because she's acting as if she's talking and laughing with somebody else. Paimon's creeped out.
เป็นโคริกเด็กเห็นผี
What? You mean you used to act like that too? So is this an invisible friend who hangs out with you sometimes? Or do they just exist in your imagination? Imagination? Imaginary.
จินตนาการเอาไงไพมอน
Oh, you must mean imagined friend, right? Why didn't you just say so?
ใช่
So, this imaginary friend of yours, when does Paimon get to meet them?
มองไม่เห็นแล้ว
Seriously? So, imaginary friends just disappear when you grow up? Oh, Paimon was looking forward to meeting yours. Hey, don't suppose your brother has an imaginary friend too? No way! You guys are so lucky! Because they have this game in Liyue. Have you heard of it? It's a 4-player game, but it seems you guys could play it with just the 2 of you.
Oh, Traveler. Fancy meeting you
Venti.
here.
Tone-deaf bard. What are you doing here?
I'm here because Lisa has been making some exciting new contraptions.
ทำเรื่องอะไรให้ลิซ่าวะ
Why does the thought of Lisa's contraptions make Paimon so nervous?
จะเย็นไพมอน
Come now, that's no way to speak about the elegant Miss Lisa. For this particular contraption, Lisa had to import some dangerous materials from Sumeru.
ซูเมรุวัตถุอันตราย
Dangerous?
That's right. Looks like a monocle, but actually it's called a Nernama detector.
มีว่าส่งวิญญาณด้วย น่าไปช่องส่องผีนะ
Sadly, Lisa isn't able to use it herself, so I'm borrowing it for a while. And also, I'm testing it out for her, to see if it actually works.
แหลมเลย
Huh? Why can't Lisa use it?
Perhaps it's because she lacks a certain childlike sense of wonder. Or maybe there's some other reason for it.
ลิซ่าไม่มีจินตนาการหรือเปล่า
If you want to know for sure, just ask her yourself sometime.
So, you can see them? Go on, tell us. What does his imaginary friend look like?
That would be telling.
เป็นความลับซะงั้น
Anyway, it's all yours now, Traveler. Take a look. See if you can see Nora's imaginary friend.
อยากเห็นแล้ว เฮ้ย
Do you see him? Do you see him?
So it does work for you two.
Paimon wants to see? Wait, but this gizmo isn't in Paimon's size.
ไพมอนเธอตัวเล็กเองนะ
Alright then, you'll just have to be Paimon's eyes on the ground. Let's go see what everyone's imaginary friends look like. Flora from the flower shop always seems
หากติด
kinda
อยู่ในที่
floaty-headed,
ไร้
you
ล
know?
ม
Paimon bets she has an imaginary friend.
แอบดูฟอร่าครับ
There it is! Behold, a floaty imaginary friend for floaty-headed Flora! A bloaty floaty!
ไปกดแล้วยิงได้ไหม เอาหากล่อง
Wait, imaginary friends can be plants now?
Hi, Traveler. Hi, Bard. Sure. How can I help? You mean me and Mr. Floaty? Mr. Floaty is my bestest friend. We live together. Say hello, Mr. Floaty. They can see you.
สวัสดี
No fair. Paimon hates feeling left out.
ไพมอนไปพักไหม
Flora, why exactly are you friends with a bloaty floaty?
What's wrong with it? I always wanted to be friends with a plant who could fly.
เนี่ยอยากบินด้วยไหมเธอ
Friends with a flying plant? Why?
Because then when it's windy, you and your friend can fly off into the sky together. You gotta admit that's pretty cool.
ใช่ลอยเสร็จแล้วโดนยิง เปาะเปาะเปาะ
Isn't that called being blown away?
That's what some people like to call it. I only found out this plant existed from an explorer who told me stories of his adventures.
อื้อหือรีบๆโตแล้วหนู จะได้เห็นของจริง
I think his name was Stanley.
นี่สแตนลีย์
Stanley's an adventurer. And you can tell he's an expert at it from the stories he tells. The amazing adventures of Stanley are super famous in Mondstadt. He's in the city at the moment. You should go ask him to tell you some of his stories.
โอเค
That sounds like a fun idea for next time. But right now we have other things to attend to.
Flora's a pretty
เด็กน้อย
mysterious
ที่สะพาน
kid.
ไหมเนี่ย
Which child shall we interrogate next?
ชัดเจน เด็กน้อยผู้เลี้ยงนก
Thinking. Oh, how about that little guy on the
ยิง
bridge?
นกก่อนเลยโอ้โกเลม
No way!
Well, that is
Timmy's imaginary friend is a
นุ่น
ruins
กา
guard? Paimon's freaking out right now. That thing is sure to attack us.
ไม่โดน ไม่โดน
what say you we postpone our conversation with Timmy for the time being?
Huh? Paimon has a favorite line? Seriously? How about we explore the area ahead of us later? Children are more open-minded.
ไพมอน
Is
กลัว
that why they can think up all kinds of imaginary friends?
Fitting, isn't it? That the City of Freedom should be home to children with such boundless powers of imagination.
What about adults' imaginations? Let's ask some adults at the tavern.
ไม่ได้เข้าข้างในเหรออ๋อมีปาร์ตี้อย่างนี้ด้วย
The thing about wine is, you have to drink it at the tavern, or you
Yeah.
miss out on half the fun.
มาสเตอร์ลุก
Seems to me you'd find some way of keeping yourself amused even if you drank alone.
If I didn't know any better.
Just drink responsibly on my premises.
Oh, and if I did have one too many, what then?
Throw you out?
You know, the same way you threw out Father's legacy. You
I see no reason to cling to things that have...
Is that so? Then I trust you were most swift indeed to part with a certain vase.
แยกกันบ้านกลางสวนไร่องุ่นไหม
Sorry. I have no recollection.
That's odd. Because Master Diluc definitely has a vase at home. A beautiful one.
ไม่มี
Seems our suspicions were right. Grown-ups don't appear to have imaginary friends.
Like I said, a lack of childlike wonder.
So people just stop dreaming when they grow up? Okay, well, Paimon for one never wants to grow up.
โตเถอะขาสั้น
This raises an interesting question. At what age exactly do people's imaginary friends disappear?
อยากรู้เหมือนกัน
Let's go and check.
ไป
How about Ellen?
Uh-oh. Somehow Paimon finds the idea of not being able to see Ellen's imaginary friend kinda scary.
I won't let you down.
ฮะชิน
Jean? What is Jean doing here? Is Master Jean Ellen's imaginary friend? Yeah, she's so conscientious. It's terrifying.
มีจีนเป็นไอดอลนี่เอง
Oh, hello. What are you guys doing?
Are you always training here?
You bet. Today, I heard Stanley talking about his adventures. It was incredible. It got me really pumped up.
สแตนลีย์อีกแล้ว ใครนั้นนะ
Oh, I hope I can be as outstanding as him one day.
So that you can fight shoulder to shoulder with Master Jean?
I mean, obviously, I want to become a knight. And if I got to go on an adventure with Jean herself, well, even better.
Seems Ellen really looks up to Jean.
Huh, thanks. I was thinking, it's not every day I get to hang out with the honorary knight. Would you join me for some sword training?
จะดีเหรอ
How can I smash all these training dummies at once?
โอ้โอ้หลักสูตรเดิมไหมเนี่ย ไม่ได้
There's still a long road.
So that's how to do it. I'm impressed.
ใช้อันติยิงกัน
Oh, thank you. It's clear I still have a long way to go in my training.
ฝึกต่อไป
So modest. I, for one, think you're quite the pro at this already.
Well, I'm exhausted from training, so clearly my fitness needs some work. One day.
Ellen, she's our girl. If she can't.
Thanks. Shoot, I got so caught up here I forgot there's something I was supposed to do today.
เรื่องอะไรวะ
Ugh, but I'm so sore from training. I can hardly move.
มีแววเราต้องไปทำอีกใช่ไหมเนี่ย
Honorary Knight, could you deliver a message to Jack for me? He's a friend of mine, recently started as an adventurer. We were gonna meet up tonight and discuss adventure plans. Could you let him know it'll have to be another day? If I'm not mistaken, you should find him at the Temple of the Lion. He's adventuring with Stanley today.
จ้ะ
Stanley's a truly legendary adventurer, renowned in all of Mondstadt. He once set foot in the Mare Javari. Great! Thank you so much.
มันอยู่ไหนแล้วนะ สายลมทิศใต้ว่าไปอ้าววิ่งมาทำไมวาร์ปก็ได้
As you wish.
น้ำแข็งลม
The Temple of the Lion? We explored this place once before, didn't we? During the storm
ให้ยืม
terror
เวนติด้วย
incident. Seems like it's now a hot spot for adventurers. That can only mean one thing. Looks like we can't go any further. We didn't bag all the loot last time.
Not to worry. Allow me. Those who wander in the dust, the wind shall send soaring sky high.
ไปเลย ต้องไปเลือกเปิดกล่อง จนเครียด ไม่ค่อยสนอย่างอื่นนะสนกล่อง
Nowhere to hide.
มาเยอะโอ้โหเหมันเดิมกล่องยาพัดน้ำมันอะ
Hey, are those guys?
Nowhere to hide. Incoming.
นายบอกสแตนลีย์เก่งจัง
I was so sure I was about to die.
To be fair, that could have gone either way.
พวกเจ้ายังอ่อนหัดไป
So, you must be Jack the Adventurer, I assume.
Yes. Who are you?
Actually,
Ellen has a message for you. She said she won't be able to join you today to plan out your...
Oh, I see. I feel bad you had to come all this way to find me.
Huh? I don't see what all the fuss is about. It was nothing that Stanley, couldn't have dealt with by myself.
เก่งเหลือเกิน
whoa! You are Stanley? You are that legendary adventurer? Renowned in all of Mondstadt? Who...
The very same.
มันเก่งจริงไหมเนี่ย
I must say, it's an honor to meet one as legendary. Well then, how would everyone like to proceed? Head back or head further inside?
ไปต่อ
Well, I think you're now in the safe hands of Stanley, the great explorer and legend of Mondstadt. In which case,
หน้าแจ็คเหมือนคุณจะร้องแล้ว
why head back now?
Okay, motion passed by unanimous consent.
So, I'm guessing you mostly came here because you wanted to hear my adventure story. Am I right?
No, we really were just looking for Jack.
What? Do you know who I am? I am Stanley, renowned adventurer of Mondstadt.
Yeah, I think we got that.
That is... You don't. I am Stanley, the living legend. Stanley who braved the Magivari.
Enough already! Ugh. Stop name-dropping yourself every time you open your mouth!
It's true, though. Stanley is the most amazing guy.
เอาสแตนลีย์ไปเก็บที
Well, Jack will listen, won't you? Where was I?
You and your partner reached the Magivari, a famously terrifying place with not a wisp of wind.
Precisely. There was a deathly silence in the air. A sea of ashes stretched out before us, as far as the eye could see. The Magivari. Suddenly, my partner was caught in a whirlpool whipped up by an evil beast. Luckily, I managed to grab hold of him just in time.
So, did he make it?
Sadly, in
โอ้ย
the end,
โดนด้วย
I alone was able to set foot on home ground once more. The gentle breeze carried away the tears welling up in my eyes.
Poor guy. How could that happen?
Jack, you can't cry so easily if you want to be a great adventurer.
I know. Because an adventurer's proudest achievement is to die in the course of their final adventure. But whatever happens, no adventurer should ever die in a place where the wind doesn't blow. The wind has to bring your spirit back to Mondstadt.
That's right. To die in a place where the wind blows, and to have your spirit carried back to Mondstadt on the wind, that's the dream.
สแตนลีย์เลือกโอเลยนะ
Although, the most I can aspire to right now is beginner's commissions, like clearing out the slimes clogging up the sewers.
You shouldn't die in a place with no wind. Why do they keep going on about that? Is that why Stanley thinks the Mare Javari is the most terrifying place in the world? Because there's no wind there?
สรุปเอาน้ำแข็งมาทำไมวะเนี่ย
Let the show begin!
Traveler, I believe I've made a small discovery.
คนทุบเลยอะ
Could I ask you to use the Nernama detector once more?
เอ้าทำไมสแตนลีย์มีอะ
What? Stanley has an imaginary friend?
It seems his imaginary friend is a seasoned warrior, covered in scars from head to foot, and a look of staunch determination on his face. Oh, you thought so too, huh? I agree. He wasn't telling the whole story.
Please excuse me.
Bye, Stanley. Do you two still have time to spare?
What is it?
A few days ago, Stanley got drunk and told me a secret. Something he's never told anyone. The weapons he took on his adventure all those years ago. They were none other than those once wielded by Mondstadt's greatest hero, Vanessa herself. The sword of brilliant valor and the shield of magnificent honor.
ของในตำนานไหมเนี่ย
I don't know whether you believe me, but apparently, both the sword and shield are still right here in Mondstadt, over in Dadaupa Gorge.
อ้าวงั้นก็ไปขุดกันสิ
Since you guys are the experts at this, can you come with me to try and retrieve these two legendary weapons? You bet! This is Stanley we're talking about.
สแตนลีย์นี่แหละ ไม่น่าเชื่อถือเลย
If I can just get a hold of something impressive enough to show my family what I'm capable of, maybe they'll finally come around to the idea of me being an adventurer. Right now, I'm just a rookie. My abilities are limited. So, what do you say? I can't bring myself to tell Stanley about it because my reasons are so...
Aw, poor Jack. Venti, you coming too?
I don't...
Oh, one other thing. I have a bottle of rare vintage wine that I had someone fetch for me a couple years...
Dadaupa Gorge, was it? Let's hurry. There's no time to lose.
เวนติขี้เมาติดเมา ติดไวน์มาก อ้าวสแตนลีย์แอบฟัง
you can't keep up with me.
ตัวอื่นนี่ช่วยเพื่อนหน่อยดิ
Hey, that bunch of
Này.
hilly churls. Are they
Đượcแล้ว
holding some kind of ceremony? And what's with that pile of movement? Are they worshiping them?
Seems so. That must be the sword of brilliant valor, surely.
อุ้ย
To the tape. Don't blink, huh? Don't blink.
อุ้ย
Lo and behold, the sword of brilliant valor.
Are you sure? Looks kind of basic to Paimon, and a little worse for wear, too.
นั่นดิดาบเก่าๆธรรมดา
Why would hilly churls be bowing down before a piece of junk like this?
Seems somebody tossed an old sword into a pile of spoils these hilly trolls were already.
This is in terrible shape, and it's so basic. I'm at a loss for words.
Say, Jack, have you ever seen an anemo crystal fly? They're found in the open country around Mondstadt City. If you saw one in broad daylight, you wouldn't bat an eyelid. But in the pitch blackness of night, its brilliant glow is mesmerizing. It truly resembles an exquisite crystal dancing in the night air. Is valor not the same? When everything is going your way, it seems meaningless, fades into the background. But when you're in dire straits, valor is the thing that gets you fired up and fighting back. It's the brilliant ray of light that guides you out from the darkness.
You're right. You're right. Then this has to be it. This is the sword of brilliant valor.
เอาจริงดิ
So, we got our sword. Let's scout around. It's definitely in.
There's somebody there.
Stanley? What's he doing here?
He's acting so...
What happened? Why did you stop all of a sudden?
Huh? Oh, it's nothing. Just one of those Mora spouting weasel thieves passed by is all.
กลัวรู้ความจริงซะงั้น
What? Where? I want to see.
Maybe another time. We have a shield to find, remember?
เอ๊ะ ปีนหายที่สูงง่ายกว่านะครับ ไม่มีวี่แววเลย
Bet you can't keep up with me.
The shield of magnificent honor.
ใช่ไหมเนี่ย
Liar, liar, pants on fire. It's a chunk of scrap wood with the handle attached.
There's also wine stains on it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this was just taken from a wine barrel.
And yet, my bard's intuition tells me that this is none other than the shield of magnificent honor. Warriors wear their battle scars with surely an intact shield. Though the soldier's body be tired and torn, still they fight till the very end, till they have no blood left to bleed.
You do have a point, shiny new... Okay then. Well... Well, okay. You take it from here. Hope you've picked up some hilly trillium by now. If not... Seems cheerful enough. Maybe negotiating will work after all. Uh-oh. He did not seem to appreciate that. Uh-oh. He... Oh no. We took... Hey! He dropped the shield of magnificent...
Guys, thank you so much. I can't believe I act. Mom, Dad, check out the
Hey, wait!
แจ็คแลดูภู
The
มิใจนะ
wine, you promised! And I actually helped a lot this time.
เห็นติก็ห่วงแต่วายจริง
What are you doing here, Stanley?
Hey, what are you doing here, Bard? Fancy that, huh?
ๆแหมตามตลอดเลยนี่
Oh, that's right. An after-dinner stroll, to be precise. We were also helping a friend look for...
I'm starting to think Stanley might be a fraud. Did Stanley plant the sword and shield here in advance so as to not hurt Jack's feelings?
อืม
Adventurers must be pretty familiar with Dadaupa Gorge. You fought battles here before, after all.
You better believe it. I can navigate this whole area with my...
Wow. Then I admire your perseverance. And your memory, too.
It's only to be expected of a great adventurer like me. You guys had better watch out.
Guilty conscience much?
คงเป็นอย่างนั้นแหละ
He shouldn't have gotten so carried away bragging to Jack, should he? Although, on further reflection, someone who can't let go of the past and gives up on the present instead. I wonder, if such a person was forced to take their first step towards the future.
What are you talking about?
I'm just musing. Anyway, I propose we take a trip to Angel's Share tonight.
เอ๊ะเรื่องเวลาก่อนครับ 18 นาฬิกา
Tell me, Stan. Tell me what should I do?
Huh? Why does he keep repeating his own name? Could there be another person called...
Oh, Stanley. It should have been me. I should have been the one to die in the Melchivari that day. Why won't your spirit come and stop me from using your name? Why, Stanley? Why? If only you hadn't had to save a rookie like me, you would have never died in that windless corner of the world.
ช็อกเลย ถ้าคนที่ตายชื่อสแตนลีย์แล้วเขาชื่ออะไร
You were a renowned adventurer, destined to become a legend one day.
Does anyone get what's...
I think our friend really did make it to the Merjavari. And I think the tragedy, but the real adventurer, the real Stanley. The real Stanley is the one who died to save our Stanley.
Wait, so the only reason our Stanley is...
I fear that may be the case.
Stanley, for so many years I've lived in fear. Fear that Mondstadt will forget all about you. So I tell you adventure stories at every opportunity.
อ๋อ
Mondstadt must remember. Stanley reached the center of the Madrivari. He's the greatest adventurer there ever was. Stanley will never die because I am Stanley. I am Stanley.
งั้นเล่นบ้าง I am Iron Man
I'm sorry, Stanley. I'm getting too old. Now, are you guys planning on eavesdropping much longer?
Yikes! We're bust!
Go away. Save your questions.
But...
Leave now.
Honorary Knight, Venti, and Paimon. I'm so glad you guys are here. I've been looking for you everywhere. I wanted to thank you again for helping me find the sword and shield.
Oh, really?
Yeah, really. They even said they're gonna pay for someone to fix up the Sword of Brilliant Valor and Shield of Magnificent Honor for me, so I can take them out on the road.
That's wonderful! So, Jack, is this the part where you bid farewell to Mondstadt?
No, not yet. I still don't have what it takes to go too far from home just yet. Besides, I'm sure Stanley still has a few stories left to tell. They're what inspired me to become... Stanley, Oh, we'll see you tomorrow then. After your hangover wears off. Maybe you can tell me some more of your stories?
Stanley's really fond of that kid, don't you think?
Jack.
Jack left.
Oh, I see. Well,
Huh? All of a sudden you're facing the facts?
just now, I couldn't bear to look at him. His adventurous spirit is so pure, unblemished. Just a weary old feckless fraud. But that kid is a brand new shining star.
You're not a total fraud. Stanley's adventure stories and
Stories? Experience? To be honest, my memories of adventuring and of Stanley, they're hazy these days. That's my biggest secret of all. And my biggest fear. All these years, I've been living to tell his story. But his personality and... But the one thing I can never forget is that he died in a windless land, where his spirit can never be recovered.
Exactly. Even in his memory, the real Stanley isn't the living, breathing friend he knew at all. Instead, he's become fixed on the image of him as that battle-scarred warrior. And that image has held him captive his entire...
I'm too old. I never let go. But still, I'm completely and utterly... No adventurer should have to go that way. No adventurer ever.
Hans Archibald.
My true name? How did you know?
อ้าวทำไมเวนติรู้อะ
The wind. I can hear the wind blowing in the Merjavari. I always believed you existed.
อ้าว
Will you hand me your old friend's spirit?
Venti มีพลังแบบนี้ด้วยเหรอเนี่ย
I can't believe it. Thank you all. And thank you, Lord Barbade. I'm sorry. It's gonna take me some time to come, but I think that
Ah, wonderful! Stanley reconnected with his true self and Jack can finally... This calls for a celebration!
And by libation, you mean...
No, the wine here's too expensive. Jack still owes me some wine, though. He promised me a rare vintage. I'll head off to fetch the wine. See you shortly. Let's meet at the usual place.
Huh? Where's that supposed to be? Why has Paimon never heard of it? Hey, tone deaf bard!
ที่ประจำต้องไหนแล้วนะ บางทีก็สูงเกินครับเวนติ
You made it.
Just tell us where you meet next time, okay? So, did you have...
Yep. Well, sort of. Jack made it out to be a... when actually it's just a half bottle of regular cider. This takes me back. The first time I saw this view, I hadn't even taken on this form yet.
ยังไม่มีร่างเวนติเป็นวิญญาณลมเหรอ
It was about 2,600 years ago, before the world had come under the rule of the Seven. At that time, Old Mondstadt was ruled by a tyrant, who sealed off the city's perimeter with a ferocious hurricane. Even the birds couldn't get in or out.
Old Mondstadt? Oh, Paimon remembers! Nowadays it's known as Storm Terror's lair!
That's right. The tyrant of the winds who once ruled from that tower was Decarabian, god of storms. Back then, I was but a wisp among the thousand winds. I wasn't a god of anything. I didn't even have a human form. I was just a tiny elemental being who lived in the wind, a gentle breeze bringing subtle changes for the better.
A tiny elemental being? Without a human form?
Yep. My current form is not so different from the situation with fake Stanley. I took the form of a friend. In Old Mondstadt transpired the story to be told, where a tyrant ruled. I met a boy not that old. The lyre he played, and for a song he sought. But storm walls blocked blue sky. He was sincerely distraught. I do so wish to see the birds in flight, said he, his strong eyes filling with light. But his voice was lost in the howling wind's churn, for the whirlwind takes and gives not in return. The true sky and songs that cageless soar, were they not wishes worth fighting for? So the boy turned, extending his hand. Let us cast down the tyrant and his walls from this land. The young boy raised then the flag of revolt, and I threw myself into freedom's tumult. Victorious were we who fought to be free. Gods fell, winds whipped, nations shook violently. In the smoke, a despot met his doom, and we watched as his great tower fell none too soon. Mondstadt began anew, the story passed down, and since then never has another worn its crown.
So then what? What happened to your friend?
Say, Paimon, do you wish to hear the next part of the story?
Yes, of course! The suspense is killing, Paimon! Now's the time you suddenly get a craving for apples?
Getting a little...
Paimon's had it up to here with you!
You know, you're so smart it almost makes me uncomfortable sometimes. But then, maybe it's right that true friends can tell what the other is thinking. A refreshing drink, a gentle breeze. Moments like this always take me back to a song that I first heard from him. Fly, fly away. Like a bird in the sky. See the world on my behalf. To the heavens may you fly.
โอ้จบกันไปแล้วนะกับเควสนักผจญภัยที่36บทเพลงแห่งเซียนใครทำตามเควสนี้แล้วครับก็ฝาก
In adventuring, as in
Like
business, you always have to seize the...
Subscribe และคอมเมนต์ใต้คลิปด้วยนะครับขอบคุณครับ